Tired, anxious, and slightly chilled, Aunt Bacchus rode the Enduro motorcycle along the twisting road that led to El Dorado. Road was a generous acknowledgement of the thoroughfare that had been worn between the shoulders of mountains amid thick forests. Trees and rocks defined the sides of the road. Sections of the two-lane highway that had existed before Skydark remained still, but when the big earthshakers rained down to destroy everything for miles, long stretches of the thoroughfare had been lost, and the countryside had reshaped itself. Crevices and chasms rendered the terrain largely impassable except for the road she was on. Travelers had fought hard to get through the wilderness. Trees grew thickly on both sides of the road. Those who ended up at El Dorado intended to end up at El Dorado. No one else came this way. The road and her journey ended here. Except for a 1-inch gap at the ends of her sleeves and before her fingerless gloves that revealed her dark skin, her long black leather duster covered her from her neck to her ankles. Split at the hips, the garment was designed to snap together around each leg to provide overall coverage. She had her legs guarded now against the rain and the road muck. The duster was big enough to cover the double shoulder holster rig holding her twin P229 Sig Sauers and her lightweight Dyneema body armor. A sniper rifle was scabbarded under her right leg. El Dorado's sec lights at the front entrance gleamed brightly in the early afternoon darkness brought on by the rainstorm. Although her vision was blurred by the wet face shield, the town's formidable wall made of wrecked cars, boulders, and mortar, sandwiched between two almost vertical cliffs, was covered by machine guns and sec guards. The rear of the town was protected by another wall that overlooked a narrow river that flowed down into the foothills. It was a good place for a stronghold that someone intended to hold against all comers, and that was what it was. Before Skydark, the town had been named Pollard. The people who lived there had subsisted on farming and seasonal tourism. Judging from the surviving posters and photographs Aunt had seen, Pollard had been a pleasant place to live then. For decades, the town had lain dead and unremembered, until it had been rejuvenated, in a manner of speaking, by a self-styled Lord Ironhand Jackson. He'd chosen the name, and no one there could say what he'd been called before he arrived. Over the last handful of years, Jackson had pieced together a band of fierce scabbies known as the Strife. The Strife traveled the Deathlands and took what they wanted from whatever hapless souls had it. 3 years earlier, they'd entered an arrangement with Hoyt Lynch, who ruled a trade town called Boardwalk, named for a game Lynch was familiar with from his childhood.
Aunt!
Busy, Lynch.
Aunt only replied because she knew Lynch would keep trying to contact her if she didn't respond. She didn't want distractions, not when she was going to ride into the stronghold ahead and bring death with her.
Are you sure this is how you want to handle Jackson?
You want to break down the sec gate and kill Jackson yourself?
Yeah, that'd be best. But if I rolled this mill wag and my troops up that road across all that mud, we'd be slow. Jackson would probably escape back up the mountains. I'd rather he didn't.
Then let me do my job.
I know you like the man, Aunt. I hope you don't like him enough to not kill him. Killing a friend is hard. I know that for a fact.
Jackson double-crossed you. That means he double-crossed me.
Good. Glad we're on the same page. Get it done and get out of there. I've got another assignment for you that promises to be significant.
Aunt thought about what Lynch had said for a moment. Significant, in Lynch's lexicon, generally translated to bloody and dangerous. Whatever was significant would have to wait until she lived through her present situation. Maybe this assignment was just because of her relationship with Jackson. When Lynch had found out she was sometimes keeping company with Jackson, that hadn't set well. She didn't do that with Lynch. Maybe that was why Lynch had assigned her to kill Jackson, to prove her loyalty to Lynch. She tucked that in the back of her mind and focused on the sec gate ahead of her. Getting in wouldn't be a problem. Getting out again, alive and whole, after she did what she was there to do, would be difficult.